Anyway, Circle of Doom. I'm sure many of you, if not all of you, have had this problem before. More than likely, if you're watching this video, I myself started with this issue, and a lot of other traders, well, I think majority of them, even all of them, as far as to say, have struggled with this. And if you say you're not doing, it's good on you, because you're either not admitting it or you're just exceptionally good. But basically, what is it? Well, Circle of Doom is that you find yourself a system and it seems to work pretty much alright. You do alright, you start to get used to it, you're testing it, you're happy with it, and then some losses, like they always do, start to come in, and you kind of lose control of those losses. You start swapping and changing, putting more money on things, all the usual stuff, and you've had enough for it, so you stop doing that method or system or whatever it is, and you start again. You find another one, you go through the same thing again, seems to be doing alright, you're testing it fine, and then again you get a few losses, gets out of control, and you start again, and you just carry on doing this, and you never get anywhere. You just don't, because it's just a losing battle. The thing is, you need to identify, or like it says here, develop one yourself based on research and analysis, which you can do. There's plenty of websites out there where you can get your well, I use XG. My members on Patreon, myself, are using XG as well at the moment, because I really like it. But like I said, there's plenty of websites out there where you can get stats, things like that, and get a good idea of what you're doing. While I'm on that subject, if you have a look on our site, come across our site on Patreon, Sportstradermick, you can just Google Sportstradermick and it should come up, or just put the address in, patreon.com, or just, if you're watching it on a TV, just scan this code up here, just scan that, it'll take you straight through. Because on our site, on our Patreon, we've got, these are coming out, I've nearly finished these. I did put, which one was it? I put one of these on free, I think it was. I've got another version. I've got 3 versions, so I'll be putting another one on Patreon. I put one on free from to trial. I've just took it off for now. I'll finish it off. That was for us longer term members. But yeah, this Net Vision will be going on. This one will be going on, and another one. This is brilliant software. Works on all stats and XG. That's on a site. And along with that, depending which tier you go on, you can join free. But depending which tier you're on, then you get an handful, well, more than an handful, a library full of ebooks. But it's Ninja Trader 1 and 2, 1 off gold. Just basically run you through everything, how to do the trades, just basically how to do it all. Just saves you a hell of a lot of time. There's plenty of ebooks to go through, and videos. There's videos on as well. And like I said, the main thing is this software, and also, which I put on here, is I do put out daily selections, so I do them through the week and at weekends, and they're all based on stats, and they give you the best teams, what in the game on that certain day might do under 3.5 goals, or if how strong they are for a win, play the draw, all those kind of things, just to help you, so you've got them straight in to work with. And like I say, if you've got these ebooks, you can decide what you're going to use for what. So yeah, there's a hell of a lot of information on his Patreon. Like I say, you don't have to, you can make your own decisions and your own analysis. Like I say, it's there if you want to pop across. You can join free and just have a look round and decide what tier is best for you. So yeah, just go and have a look. Yeah, get back onto what we were talking about. So the best thing to do when you find, whether it's off my site or whether you've made your own, then what you're best doing is practicing in demo mode. Don't go straight in where you're buying. Don't put in like £100 in wherever and just start, because the thing is, if it doesn't go to plan, or you still need to tweak the you know what I mean, the method, what you're doing, or the system or whatever, and you start losing your bank, it's gonna mentally drain you, and you're gonna end up going back to what we said on that circle of doom. So that's to practice in demo mode. What I find best for that, I mean, again, there's loads of sites out there. The one I like is BetAngel. I like it for a couple of reasons. One reason is you don't have to sign up for a month. You can have like a daily, couple of days. I think it's about $150 a day, and you just buy a day license. You don't pay every day. You can pay for 1 day license. And obviously, the longer you want, the longer you get. You can pay for a month license. I think it's a 3 months or 6 months license, and a year. You can do a year license. So when you're just starting out and not used to it, you can just purchase a couple of days for about £3 and trial it. It's brilliant software. I've done another video. I'm not going into detail about this today because there's another video for that. Like I said, that's what I'd say. If you haven't got it, that's the best one I think to start off with. And the reason being as well is, like I put down here, I mean, you've got it on this one. You've got practice mode, there's demo mode. So you're using kind of like a virtual bank. It really does exactly what you would with real money, if I'm honest, and it gets you used to how to trade if you haven't done it before, and also practice with your system or method, whatever you've got, without risking your bank. It's brilliant. Like I said, the two what have that on is the trader and the professional. They both have it on. It's entirely, I mean, one's cheaper than the other. It depends which one you want to go for. Personally, I like the professional one because there's a lot more bits on it. It's not too expensive. Like I say, it's only like $150 if you want it for a day, something like that. So I'd say go for professional, to be honest. Just a little play around. So yeah, there's that for doing your demo mode. And then you want to really define the rules and parameters to whatever you're doing, because you want it to be consistent. So what I mean is, it's like you're going to get losses. We all get losses. I get losses. But you want your wins to outweigh your losses. For instance, you know what I mean? It's like you're wanting to be winning, let's say, £20, but only losing 10 at most, kind of thing. So you know what I mean? It's possible. You can program it, and that's the thing you want to do with your method. You want that consistency, so you're not breaking your bank. Work on percentages, things like that. Like, for instance, if you got like £100 and you do a percentage of your bank, it's like £1. You got like £1,000 in, it's the 1% is £10. So the more you build the bank up, you can have the same percentage of your bank, and it ends up being more per trade what you're doing, if that makes sense. So it's about building your bank up all the time. And to be honest, when you get to a certain point in your bank, you might not have to use 1%. You might be able to lower it to say 0.5%, and you've still got the same like money on the trade or the bet as what you had when you hadn't got as much in your bank. So it's brilliant, and you're not risking as much. So the more you can build that bank up, even if it takes you a long, you know what I mean, if it's slowly, it doesn't matter. Build that bank up, and yeah, it's eventually you'll find that you're really outweighing with your wins. Regularly, I put this down to evaluate the efficientness of the system. You can make adjustments. I mean, I do say don't change it. So when I say make adjustments as necessary, it's more about the analysing side of it. So basically, you want to. It's not about if it's making losses and you're putting more in, you know what I mean, adjusting it so it wins more. What you're going to be looking at is performance wise. So if you find that you can add something into it, such as the goal markets and things like that, then add that in. If you've got somewhere analysing the like over 1.5 goals, which would benefit you on that particular system, then add that in and then see how it runs. If it doesn't run anything, take it back out again, that kind of thing. Basically, like I said, I was just saying, adjusting kind of like the performance side of it, the analytics side of it. So move on to the next one. So one of the main things which I always say, which I do myself and tell everybody to do, is document what you're doing. So whether it's success, failure, it's all lessons to be learned. So for instance, if you're in a trade and let's say it goes in your favour and you cash out for a small profit, and after you've cashed out it goes higher up, so you could have cashed out higher, then you can have a look at it. Say you're recording it, you can look back on it if you've recorded it, or if you just took notes down on a notepad outside of you, you can go back in it and see why you think, if it's a football match you're doing, you can see what happened during that match to make the price go better, and just analyse the actual game and see what, that's when I say about changing things, you know what I mean, that's when you can change things, because you can see why that happened, why that outcome happened. And same again, if something goes against you, you've got a trade and it goes against you and you cash out for a small loss, let's say you cash out for a £5 loss, and then it goes further down, then you know that you've kind of come out at the right time. And again, even though you've come out for a loss, it's actually it's a good thing, it's a success because it went down further. And again, you can analyse it and see why it went down, and you can start to build that structure up. You know what I mean, you can change things in a positive way on your system. That's another good thing. And also you can have a look at if you could have come back in again when it dropped further down. You know what I mean, if you could come back in again and gain some more profit on that. So there's all different ways you can do it. So like I say, once you're happy with your system, then go with real money. And once you're happy with it and you think it's pretty much watertight and it's had losses but the wins are being good and it's kind of like on a gradual way up, that makes sense, then go with real money. And but what I do say is, remember, only have a dedicated betting bankroll separate from anything personal. You know what I mean, you don't want to be using money what you need for your bills. Say you get paid and you know what I mean, whatever you're doing, whether you work for yourself or whatever you're doing, when you get your money in, don't put money in what you need for bills and things like that. Just any extra money. So money, you know what I mean, it's like when you go out for a drink and things like that, or you get a takeaway or stuff like that. If you don't need that takeaway, you don't need it. You need to pay bills, you need to buy food, but you don't need to go to the cinema, you don't need to go out for a drink, you don't need to buy a takeaway. So you can use that money and put it in your bank and build your bank up that way as well. You know what I mean? But just use money what normally you could afford to, you know what I mean, lose, or what you won't be using for your bills and things like that. And like I say, regularly review and adjust size of your bets. And maybe says fluctuations in the size of the bankroll. So it's about maintaining that consistency, if I can speak. Risk management. So like I said to you earlier on, as your bank gets bigger, technically you can use less. So like I say, if you're using 1% of your bank, then as your bank grows over time, then there'll be a point when you can lower that percentage, so your risk is less. You know what I mean, your reward's higher, so your risk to reward is a lot better. And it's just over time. But we'll leave that there. I hope it helped in some way. I haven't done any kind of script for this. I just rambled on, to be honest. But I thought I'd just give you an idea of how we do things, you know, when we've been doing it for a long time. I've been doing this for years, so you do learn a lot along the way. And like I said, the best thing as well is to take notes and learn, use it as a lesson. So I hope it helps in some way, and I will be putting some more videos out. As far as the crypto stuff goes, I think I'm going to move those videos onto a separate YouTube account, because people do like them, but the people generally like the sports trading stuff don't kind of want them on. So I think I'm going to move them separately and have two separate channels for that one, and just keep putting the trading ones on here. So yeah, I'll leave that at that for now, and speak to you later.